Hey guys, it's Al and Imo. We're back again this week. This is another episode of the Friday Morning Breakfast Show, and you might notice we've been away from our social media and off our breakfast show last week. We weren't there, and it's because we've been through a really tough time for the past couple of weeks. And to be honest, I was very hesitant to do this episode. I'm reading off my phone because I've written down what I wanted to say. We've just actually been looking forward to telling you guys recently that we were pregnant. And 2 weeks ago, we just started going through a miscarriage. So that's what this episode is about. Miscarriage is a common occurrence in many people's lives, and it's helped us so much to know that our friends and families have been there for us, and sharing our story with them has really helped us through these past couple of weeks. And we believe that by sharing this story with you, we could maybe help some people out there. Some of you guys might be going through a similar thing, or have been through it, or know someone going through it. So that's the purpose of this episode. Childbirth and pregnancy is never straightforward or easy. And what this has made me realize is that life is precious and we can't take anything for granted. And so, I hope you guys are all staying safe out there and looking after your loved ones as we have been looked after in the past couple of weeks. Times certainly have not been easy this year, but it's the hard times that make the good times so good. So that's all I have to say on this episode. Imo?
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of share with you the story and kind of what it looked like behind closed doors. So if you're a bit squeamish, now probably is a good time to turn off. I've always heard of miscarriage, you hear of people who have had them, but I think what actually happens behind closed doors is a little bit mysterious. I think we're kind of encouraged to keep our pregnancies a secret for 12 weeks, which is essentially telling you to keep your miscarriage a secret too. And now after experiencing the journey of having one, I just couldn't imagine going through that without telling anybody, because the support we've received over the past 2 weeks has really helped the process be just that little bit easier.
Yeah.
So basically what happened was we found out we were pregnant at 4 weeks, so really early. And I remember we went down to Bells Beach that morning, and I kind of had a feeling. I was like, I feel like I'm pregnant. I remember turning to you saying, do you know that, do you feel like you're going to be a dad? And we came home and I did a pregnancy test, and it was positive. And stupidly, we did it on a Thursday morning just before we were about to film a breakfast show. So I think we did 12 takes. It was almost impossible to get through it and put a video out because we were just so distracted. And I think the first week and a half of knowing we were pregnant, we didn't tell anybody, but we were really very mixed emotions. You go through being really scared, really excited, really nervous. We were like, oh my gosh, it's not going to be just the two of us anymore. We have someone else to look after from now on forever. It's a huge kind of processing journey you go through when you find out you're pregnant. And then obviously so many doctor's appointments.
Yeah.
Crazy. And unfortunately, because of COVID, you can't actually have your partner come with you. So I had my first ultrasound, which was the dating scan, and Al wasn't able to come in to see that, which is such a shame because, we got to see the little heartbeat and it was a really special moment. And then there is a lot you can plan in 5 weeks of knowing you're pregnant. I had designed our nursery, obviously all the furniture that we wanted to build for it, which we still will. I mean, we're going to keep trying.
Yeah.
But there's a lot you can do in 5 weeks. I mean, my Pinterest, Instagram, everything now is just showing baby, 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 which is why we had a little break off social media, because my customer experience was only showing me beautiful pregnant women and baby stuff, which was just a little bit triggering the past couple of weeks. I think it was 9 weeks, one day, I just started spotting lightly on the Friday, which was just quite bright red blood and not too much. So I Googled that, and basically just said like that can be normal during early pregnancy. However, if it is the start of a miscarriage, there's like nothing you can do. And we went out for dinner that night with our friends, which was really nice. And then we came home and went to bed just feeling just a little bit uneasy. Woke up at about 4:30 on the Saturday morning, and it was like a bloodbath, really. It was really a lot of blood, a lot of cramping, and we knew it wasn't good. And we kind of jumped online again and, you know, searching for any glimmer of hope somewhere, saying heavy bleeding, early pregnancy can still leave you with a happy baby, but it kind of looked pretty grim. And I remember in that moment, I think we turned all the lights on. It was really early in the morning, and I just couldn't stop crying. And I was so angry with myself. I just kept going over all the things that I'd done in the past few days. Should I have not lifted that piece of furniture? Should I have stopped going to the gym? Should I have made that coffee less strong? Should I have not eaten that? Like, what did I do? How did I miscarry my baby? What have I done wrong? And I just remember I kept apologizing to you. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't do it. I'm so sorry I couldn't keep our baby. And we waited till 9 and called our doctor, who got us in straight away. And to be told, yeah, it doesn't look good, and you have to wait till Monday to get an ultrasound for us to be able to do anything and move forward. So Saturday, Sunday, heavy bleeding, cramps that felt like contractions. They just kind of came in waves, and you'd kind of just, I guess, have like a mini like break from feeling anything, and then you'd have this wave of pain again, and all your emotions kind of kept flooding back, and it was just horrible. It was horrible. It felt like a nightmare. We couldn't sleep. Al was so supportive. He just kept feeding me and getting up and keeping me entertained. And on Sunday, we told all of our friends and family that we had shared our news with, that we'd lost our baby. And that was really, really, really hard, because I think, you know, we were disappointed that we'd lost it, but we were also really disappointed for our family and our friends who were excited for us too. But we received the nicest messages from everyone. Really beautiful messages, and I couldn't believe how common it was and how many people we knew had been through this too. And it made me just like so shocked to not know what happens and all this stuff that was happening to us. I couldn't believe that it's not openly spoken about. When we were pregnant, I was absolutely hammering through YouTube videos of births. I felt like the more graphic, the better. The more I could see, the more educated I would be to know what was going to come. When it comes to miscarriage, I think you have no idea what's ahead of you and what's going to happen. And I kind of thought the bad stuff was pretty much all over. And Monday morning, we booked in for an ultrasound, and we had to go out to Lara. And Al wasn't allowed to come, so I had to go in on my own to be told that you don't have your baby's gone. And that was really, really, really tough. So I feel for anyone who is pregnant at the moment, or anyone who's got someone sick in hospital or going to doctor's appointments and having to face that alone. My heart goes out to you, because it was a really traumatic experience, and I know there's a lot of people who are really affected at the moment with what's going on. Then on Monday night, the cramps got really, really, really bad, and we actually had our little baby into my hands. It was very small, and that was like something out of a horror film. I just didn't expect that was going to happen. I just couldn't believe. I just didn't know. I had no idea what a miscarriage looked like. I didn't know that I was going to see it, that we were going to have it in front of us, and that little life. It's amazing that you can love something so small that you didn't even know for that long. And all those thoughts that we'd had about our future and what this little person was going to be like, it's all gone. yeah, it's been a bit of a process of recovery and just working through it. Just sucks. You've been really good. I guess we just wanted to share this because, oh, I'm crying. 1 in 4 to 5 pregnancies end in miscarriage, and it's really fucking shit, and it's really horrible to go through. And I hope that by us sharing our experience, that anybody else who goes through it feels like they can reach out to us. The one thing that's made this whole thing so much easier is the beautiful calls we've been receiving, the messages, the cards. Our house looks like a florist. We've been delivered food. We've got a little puppy who's sitting between us, who's been on loan to us from our neighbours. And having a puppy sit on top of you while eating pastries definitely makes you feel a little bit better. But that's why we've been absent on social media. You know, we're just taking a little bit of time off. But yeah, we hope you're all staying safe out there, and we send our love to everyone who is having babies or lost babies or, yeah, having a hard time.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said earlier, it really helps you appreciate the gift of life itself, because it is a miracle that we're all here, you know, like a lot of miscarriages have happened in the history of human beings, and life is special. So don't take it for granted, and, you know, look after your loved ones and be that support that they need in tough times, and they'll be there for you too.
Yeah.
So,
all right, guys, we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
See ya.